Hey everyone, welcome back. Concealed carry has been changing quietly, and if you've been paying attention, you can feel it. Guns that used to come with obvious trade-offs don't anymore. You're seeing higher capacity and slimmer frames, better ergonomics out of the box, and pistols that are actually designed to be carried all day, not just shown off at the range. Nothing revolutionary overnight, just a steady tightening of the screws where it really matters. This video looks at the best concealed carry pistols of 2026 without the hype or the sales pitch. These are guns that make sense in real life. They hide well, shoot well, and don't ask you to tolerate bad triggers or awkward grips just because they're small. Some are refined versions of proven designs. Others push the category forward in quieter ways. If concealed carry is part of your daily reality, these are the pistols worth talking about. Ruger Max 9. The Ruger Max 9 fits into this conversation because concealed carry isn't always about chasing the newest or most refined design. For a lot of people, it's about finding something that works reliably, carries comfortably, and doesn't demand constant attention. What stands out with the Max 9 is how straightforward it feels in everyday use. The dimensions are easy to live with, especially for inside-the-waistband carry, and the overall weight stays manageable throughout long days. It doesn't require a specialized setup or premium accessories to function well as a defensive pistol. The controls are simple, the layout is familiar, and the learning curve is minimal. On the range, the Max 9 delivers predictable behavior. Recoil is sharp but manageable, and the pistol remains consistent shot to shot. It's not designed to impress experienced shooters with refinement, but it does provide a level of stability that builds confidence through repetition. Many people gravitate toward it because it removes friction from the carry process. It becomes part of the routine rather than a constant point of adjustment. In a concealed carry context, that kind of reliability and simplicity still matters. CZP-10S. The CZP-10S adds a different perspective to concealed carry, one that prioritizes shootability even if it means accepting slightly larger dimensions. This approach resonates with shooters who value control and accuracy under stress. The grip geometry is a major strength. It promotes a natural point of aim and helps manage recoil more effectively than many smaller pistols during rapid fire. The P10S stays stable and tracks smoothly, which reduces the effort required to maintain consistent hits. That stability becomes especially noticeable during longer training sessions, where fatigue can magnify design shortcomings. While it's not the smallest option available, concealment remains practical with appropriate carry gear. The trade-off is a pistol that feels more forgiving and easier to run well when it matters. For some carriers, that balance outweighs the benefits of ultra-compact designs. The P10S appeals to shooters who prefer confidence in handling over-minimizing size at all costs, and it reinforces the idea that concealed carry effectiveness isn't defined by dimensions alone. FN Reflex. The FN Reflex earns its place on this list because it represents a disciplined entry into the concealed carry category from a company better known for service pistols. Instead of chasing size at all costs, FN focused on building a compact pistol that remains controllable and predictable under real shooting conditions. One of the defining characteristics of the Reflex is its trigger. In a category where long, gritty pulls are often accepted as normal, this trigger stands out for being clean and consistent. That directly affects accuracy and follow-up shots, especially when shooting quickly or under pressure. The reset is tactile without being abrupt, which makes it easier to stay on target during controlled pairs at the range. The Reflex shows good balance for its size. Muzzle rise is manageable, and the grip geometry allows for a secure purchase without excessive texture that would become uncomfortable during daily carry. This balance carries over to practical drills, where the pistol maintains consistency rather than feeling twitchy or unpredictable. From a concealed carry standpoint, the slim profile works well inside the waistband, particularly for those who prioritize comfort during long days. It avoids the top-heavy feel common in some micro-compacts and remains stable during movement. The Reflex isn't designed to impress on paper. It appeals to shooters who value refinement, shootability, and a pistol that behaves reliably after extended use rather than just out of the box. Canik MC9. Canik MC9 continues the brand's pattern of delivering strong fundamentals without unnecessary complexity in the concealed carry space. That approach translates into a pistol that feels straightforward and dependable rather than over-engineered. Ergonomically, the MC9 benefits from Canik's established grip angle and contouring. The grip fills the hand naturally, which helps control recoil and maintain consistent sight alignment. This becomes especially noticeable during longer practice sessions, where fatigue can exaggerate poor ergonomics. The trigger remains one of the MC9's strongest points, offering a clean break that allows for deliberate, controlled shots without excessive take-up. In terms of performance, the MC9 handles recoil in a predictable manner. It doesn't eliminate snap entirely, but it avoids the sharp, uncomfortable impulse that discourages regular training. That balance encourages practice, which ultimately matters more than minor differences in size or weight. Daily carry is where the MC9 quietly proves its value. The pistol carries comfortably without demanding specialized gear or constant adjustment. Its dimensions work well with a wide range of holsters, and the overall weight remains manageable throughout the day. For many shooters, the MC9 transitions from an initially cautious purchase into a primary carry option, not because it surprises them, but because it consistently meets expectations. Glock 43 XMOS. The Glock 43 XMOS remains one of the most pragmatic concealed carry pistols available, largely due to how well it fits into a modern carry setup. While it doesn't rely on innovation for its appeal, it offers a level of consistency that many experienced carriers value above novelty. The MOS system plays a central role in its relevance. Optics-ready capability allows users to integrate red dots without compromising reliability, which has become an increasingly common requirement for defensive pistols. Combined with Glock's extensive aftermarket, the 43X MOS can be configured to match individual preferences without sacrificing function. Handling-wise, the 43X strikes a practical balance. The slim frame conceals easily, while the grip length provides sufficient control during recoil. This makes the pistol adaptable across a wide range of body types and carry positions. It performs reliably during extended range sessions and maintains consistency during rapid-fire drills. What keeps the 43X MOS in rotation for many shooters is predictability. It feeds reliably, tolerates neglect, and behaves the same way every time it's drawn and fired. In concealed carry, where familiarity and trust outweigh novelty, that consistency becomes a defining advantage. The 43X MOS doesn't try to stand out, and that's precisely why it continues to earn a place on serious carry lists. Springfield Armory Hellcat Pro. The Hellcat Pro occupies a space that becomes increasingly important as shooters gain experience with concealed carry. It moves away from the smallest possible footprint and focuses instead on balance, control, and consistency during actual shooting. The longer slide and grip provide measurable benefits when it comes to recoil management, compared to shorter micro-compacts. The Hellcat Pro tracks flatter during rapid fire, making it easier to stay on target for follow-up shots. This improvement becomes obvious during drills that involve movement or multiple targets, where control matters more than shaving a fraction of an inch off overall length. Grip length plays a major role here. The added real estate allows for a full, secure grip without finger crowding, which reduces fatigue during extended practice sessions. That directly impacts skill retention, because shooters are more likely to train regularly with a pistol that remains comfortable after a few hundred rounds. In terms of concealment, the Hellcat Pro remains viable with proper holster selection and belt support. It doesn't disappear as effortlessly as ultra-compact pistols, but it avoids the bulk associated with full-size frames. This makes it a strong option for shooters who want a carry gun that feels stable and forgiving under stress, while still remaining practical for daily use. Shadow Systems CR920. The Shadow Systems CR920 approaches concealed carry from a refinement-first perspective, rather than asking users to upgrade components over time. It integrates features that many experienced shooters already consider essential. Grip texture is one of the first elements that stands out. It provides secure traction during recoil without causing discomfort during prolonged carry. This balance is critical for concealed carry, where overly aggressive textures can become a liability rather than an advantage. The frame geometry also supports consistent hand placement, which helps maintain control under stress. The trigger and slide configuration reinforce this focus on usability. The trigger offers a predictable break suitable for defensive shooting, while the slide comes cut to support modern optics without requiring additional work. These features reduce setup time and eliminate the trial-and-error process that often follows purchasing a base model pistol. For shooters familiar with Glock-style ergonomics, the CR920 feels immediately intuitive while offering subtle improvements in control and handling. That familiarity shortens the learning curve and builds confidence more quickly in a concealed carry context. This matters because consistency under pressure often outweighs novelty or customization potential. Smith & Wesson M&P Shield Plus. The Shield Plus represents one of the most complete examples of iterative improvement in the concealed carry market. It builds on a platform that has already earned widespread trust and refines it in areas that directly affect daily use. The grip remains slim and easy to conceal, yet it feels solid and secure during firing. Smith & Wesson's attention to texture and contouring results in a grip that maintains control without creating hotspots during extended carry. Capacity improvements address one of the original Shield's most common criticisms without compromising concealability. Trigger consistency is another key factor. The Shield Plus delivers a pull that remains predictable from shot to shot, supporting accurate fire under stress. While it may not stand out as the lightest or shortest trigger available, it avoids the inconsistency that undermines confidence in defensive situations. What ultimately defines the Shield Plus is reliability over time. Many shooters gravitate toward it because it continues to perform without demanding constant adjustment or modification. It integrates smoothly into daily routines. From carry comfort to range performance, that reliability, paired with practical refinements, places it firmly near the top of this list. SIG Sauer P365 X Macro. The SIG P365 X Macro sits at the top of this list because it represents the most balanced interpretation of modern concealed carry. It doesn't chase extremes in size or capacity. Instead, it brings both together in a way that actually works in daily use. Capacity is part of the appeal, but shootability is what makes it practical. The longer grip allows for full control, and the recoil impulse feels smoother than expected for a pistol in this class. During faster strings, the gun tracks predictably and settles back on target without requiring excessive effort from the shooter. From a carry perspective, the X Macro challenges old assumptions while it appears larger on paper. The slim frame and balanced weight distribution make it easier to conceal than many traditional compacts. With proper carry gear, it remains comfortable throughout the day without feeling bulky or awkward. What ultimately earns the X Macro the top spot is how little it asks the user to compromise. It delivers control, capacity, and consistency in a package that still makes sense for concealed carry. That balance reflects where the concealed carry market is today, and why this pistol stands out among the rest. As concealed carry continues to evolve, one thing becomes easier to see the longer you stay around it. There are more good options on the table than ever before, and fewer excuses for settling on something that doesn't fit your needs. The gap between what's easy to hide and what's easy to shoot has narrowed in meaningful ways, and that gives everyday carriers more freedom to choose based on preference rather than limitation. The pistols covered in this list reflect that shift. They show how manufacturers are refining grip geometry, capacity, recoil control, and factory readiness in ways that translate directly to daily use. Small improvements add up over time, especially for people who carry consistently and train regularly. Comfort, confidence, and familiarity start to outweigh novelty once the initial excitement wears off. If you carry, the best choice will always be the one that fits your routine, your body, and your level of commitment to training. Some people prioritize maximum concealment. Others value shootability under stress, and many fall somewhere in between. That's where the conversation really gets interesting. Drop a comment and share what you carry and why. The discussion around concealed carry keeps moving forward, and real-world experience is always worth hearing.